You're listening to Disaster Class Podcast by Instinct Ready Emergency Management. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Disaster Class. I'm Jason Perez.
Hey, guys, I'm Wesley Long.
And Wesley, it's good to be back.
Yeah, always is.
Yeah. So we've talked a lot on this podcast about being prepared. Obviously, we've
Yes.
you're going to be doing another segment coming up, a little series coming up. I don't know if you want to.
Are we teasing that now?
Are
we teasing that?
You
All
can
right. So
tease
the working title right now is "Go Bag or Go Home," but I will be co-hosting it with the other Jason. It's going to be like our jam. It's going to be the ultimate guide to putting together a go bag and a shelter at home kit. So should be pretty fun.
So I'm not invited. Is that what you're saying?
What, I mean, you're not, but that's okay. You can watch it like
Fine.
everyone else.
Fine.
That's all right. You
I
can't be
will
part of
watch it when
everything.
everyone else
Jason.
watches it. Okay.
That's it. Nah, you'll be on there, man. We'll have some fun. You know, it's gonna be based on our MSS, our minimum survival standard. So yeah, should be good stuff. Yeah.
So one of the things with the minimum survival standard that we've talked about in the past, and we've done episodes on it before, is water, right? Having access to clean water is just
huge.
Right? It's huge. And so in this episode, we're going to look at a small solution that's having a big impact. So on a previous episode, we've talked with Sawyer Products, Travis Avery of Sawyer Products. You might remember that episode we did a while back. And so we were able to revisit with him and chat a little bit more about some new things that they got going on in the works.
So, you know, Disaster Class is a proud partner with Sawyer Products. I'm not just going to say that we feel, I think it's a fact. We're just going to go with a fact that Sawyer produces the best, most versatile water filtration products on the market, on the planet. And in the previous episode, we talked to Travis Avery from Sawyer about their water filtration productions. In this episode, though, we're going to be looking at a new filter that they have just released that you should consider having during an emergency situation. So it's really kind of fitted specifically more for emergency situations. And we'll get into why with all of that.
So could you tell us a little bit about, so you have this new filter, or it's a little bit more, I know we were talking a little bit about it. Yeah. So can you explain what it is and how it works and what it's for?
Yeah. So the short version is we basically took our number one filter. The mini filter is our number one seller by volume. And we wanted to get a little bit more price competitive with some of those other brands out there that offer filters that might be able to last a weekend, whereas ours can last much longer. So we created a minimal accessory version of the Sawyer Mini. And so now this emergency mini filter retails for about $15, depending on which retailer you find it at.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah. And it's still rated up to
the previous price, but this is awesome.
Yep. Still rated up to 100,000 gallons. Same fibers we use in the rest of our other filters that come with lifetime warranties. This is just the smallest form factor in most approachable price point.
As you know, Jason, I've loved Sawyer water filters for a long time. Back when we were filling our kits, because that's something we're going to talk about and go back, go home, about how we've shifted our approach. We talked a little bit about it in the last episode, two episodes ago. And that's the number one filter that we partnered with from day one. That was what we trusted to be in our kit. That's what we trusted to take care of our clients and our customers. So I have loved Sawyer Products from the jump. But this new version comes at a very affordable price point. Although I got to be honest, and I said it there, like the original price for what it can do was already really, really good. It was already an extremely robust product for the $20 to $25 the original cost. So now it's down to 15. It's a little bit more accessible. Love it.
Yeah, and so really the big difference between this one and the original was it just comes a little bit less the packaging is a little more simple. It doesn't come with the pouch. So the original one came with a pouch that you can fill it up and then you can squeeze through. That this one doesn't come with that. It doesn't come with the straw. So if you just need a minimal accessory version, it's the same capabilities as the original. So
Yeah.
what I love specifically about these Sawyer filters, both this one and the original, like it's lightweight. It's Wesley, you have one, you have it there with you, right?
I do. The new one. Yeah. He sent us a couple samples. So this is the new.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Love this thing. Still
And
has the cleaning plunger.
and as you can see, like it's only like 2 ounces. It
Yeah.
fits in the palm of your
Super
hand.
small.
So lightweight, portable. Like I keep one in my go bag, any little bag if I'm traveling, if I'm doing any outdoor stuff. And then it's really effective too. So it's got I think it's like a 0.1 micron filter. So 99.9999% of bacteria, E. coli, the protozoa, 100% of microplastics. So it's super effective. You know that it's gonna work. And then what I appreciate too about Sawyer specifically is each filter is tested 3 times in the manufacturing process. So 3 times every filter that goes out goes through this um, really kind of fine-tune process to make sure that it's going to work. So that means you can be confident in the quality and that it's going to hold up when you need it most.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, the bottom line is when it comes to emergency preparedness, Sawyer filters, top notch, absolute best in the business. But not only are they great for everyday things like camping and outdoor activities, as Jason has mentioned a little bit, but they're also perfect for a disaster situation.
So specific to the recent hurricanes, these filters will make all of your water in a boil alert situation potable. So you're no longer having to boil water. You're not having to use resources. You're not having to buy bottled water. This will make your water safe to drink. We were able to donate just shy of 25,000 filters to the hurricane efforts, and then about 90,000 in total were distributed once you include the ones that from American Red Cross and other charity partners. We're slowly making progress with FEMA and other disaster organizations, but the short version is most people that are not in this outdoor space or preparedness space are still asking for bottled water. And
Right.
so we always say not only is that a short-term solution, it's a waste of resources. The same shipping weight of a case of water, you could be sending filters instead that could provide water to hundreds of people or families, but then also you're not wasting all that transportation shipping weight shipping water. So that frees up space for other medical and other key supplies, as opposed to having pallets and pallets of bottled water sitting at these emergency stations just covered by tarps that don't end up getting used. Whereas these filters can, whether it's one of our standard mini filters or any of our other filters or our tap filter, gravity systems, with our tap filter, you can filter up to 500 gallons a day. So imagine what that could do. How many, I think we could, it's easily like something close, like over 20, 25 filters per case of water. So major impact potential, but still most people default to requesting bottled water. So that's something we're slowly making progress with disaster responses. But for the most part, everything is reactionary. Some of our charity partners already have filters pre-placed in their warehouses, like Samaritan's Purse and other ones for rapid deployment. But when it comes to governmental response, they're still defaulting back to some of the more traditional methods.
So, I mean, when we think about the application to emergency and disaster response, I mean, the impact potential, as he said, is there.
Yeah. So to me, I mean, he made the point very poignantly, right? It's just the programmed response is, oh, there's an issue with water, let's get them water, right? It seems like the natural thing, and it is what has been done historically in the past for a very long time. So we know that habits are hard to break. But when you sit down and think about it, like you mentioned, Jason, most of the times with these disasters, it's not that there isn't water there, It's just that the water isn't usable. We can't drink it. It will make us sick, right? So it would be so much more valuable to, instead of sending bottles of water with the shipping weight and the size of that cargo needed, send filters. You
Yeah.
send these filters, you let the people take care of themselves and treat the water that they have at their location. It just makes more sense. And what he talked about, we also have one of these in house. He sent us some of these samples now that,
Tap
we're
filter.
partners with
Yep.
them, and we love having them, backing us and backing the channel. So we're going to be doing some giveaways. So like, this is their tap filter, right? So exactly like you mentioned, say you're in an affected location that's under a boil alert, right? But your plumbing still works. You can turn your faucet on and get water. It's just that you can't drink that water straight from the tap because it'll make you sick. You apply this to your tap, the water that comes out is now drinkable. It's 100% potable. So you're good
Right.
to go. I mean, and again, look how small this is, the form factor, and the amount of gallons, that he mentioned it could do. The
It was
amount of
like
gallons
500 a day.
is ridiculous.
500.
Filter up
Yeah.
to 1,800 liters per day, right? That's what they say on there. 1,800 liters
Mhm.
per day. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
So,
great solution.
and thinking about being proactive versus reactive,
Yeah.
right? And I think he mentioned it, some of their charity partners have some of these
Mm-hmm.
pre-placed, ready to
Mm-hmm.
go in areas that are at high risk,
Correct.
so that they can be deployed. And so
Yep.
thinking about, okay, versus having to send water to an
Mm-hmm.
area that's been affected. And well, now if you have filtration methods in place,
Yep.
well, then now you can treat what's there. Then now you're not worried about that time frame of how
Correct.
long is it going to get there. What are the resources it's going to take to get there?
Yep.
So it's what an amazing thing. And really, this isn't you know uh, the efficacy of the solutions. It's already being proven with
Oh, yeah.
some of their charity partners around the world, which is what he talks about as well.
We're very fortunate to work with about 140 charities in about 80 countries. So we naturally are very happy to hop in and do domestic response as well. But a lot of this field research, if you want to call it that, has already been proven internationally. Ground transportation is still expensive, but nowhere near as much as air transportation. So when people are flying stuff into disaster responses, whether it's Nepal or Ukraine or whatever, these are just naturally a far more cost-effective and long-lasting solution. Two of our most notable programs, Liberia and the Marshall Islands, now have border-to-border clean water access through Sawyer filters. Liberia, I think that was about 130,000 filters and maybe like 3,700 wells that the charity partner was able to implement. So now that country has border-to-border clean water. Marshall Islands recently, I think that was just last year, got border-to-border clean water. We have a research program going down in Ciudad Victoria in Mexico right now, where we're testing different filter variations. Some people have plumbing in their house, so for those people we're using the tap filter, and then there's other gravity systems or whatever that are applicable for the different audiences. So we're doing a full-fledged research program to be able to go back to the government and say, hey, for the cost of this filter, you can quickly recover X, Y, and B. So I think the only thing I'd add to that is we did a socioeconomic study in Fiji, and they found that just by having one of our water filters alone, they were able to recover about 1/8 of their annual income just from clean water. The kids are then healthier, they're doing better in school, they're not evacuating all their nutrients with diarrhea. So the parents are missing less work days. So it all adds up to this massive socioeconomic impact. And so we're hoping to replicate that level of study, but in Mexico, to prove, where there's a known water quality issue. The majority of wilderness water or water around the world is only contaminated with bacteria. So being able to do a research project in Mexico, we hope will open up government interest in Mexico and in other countries where we have this, these research programs that will eventually be published in journals.
Another thing that I think is fantastic about Sawyer that hopefully Hopefully some of our listeners and our viewers already knew this, but if they didn't, we are so happy to introduce you to this. We know that Sawyer makes great filters, right? We know that the filters are top notch, but to me, in talking with Travis, and this small family company, as they're going to get into shortly, their global vision, Jason, is amazing, right? They
Yeah.
have a great product, but they're using that product to make a global impact and bring in clean water to people that are in need all over the world.
Water filtration was actually the last of our product categories we got into, but once we realized what our filters were capable, we quickly realized that they could be doing much more long-term impactful things than just for people with outdoor recreation or for preparedness. Again, since we're a privately owned family company, we don't have to maximize fiduciary profits to appease the shareholders. So now we can make those high-level commitments and donation. So yeah, we're currently donating about 90% of our profits to these international water relief programs. That does technically include domestic, but primarily it's a more international issue. The purchasing of any Sawyer product, whether it be a repellent, sunscreen, or first aid, or water filter, you name it, any of those purchases help us make that international impact. So we feel very fortunate that we can use our specific products to make this impact, as opposed to trying to sell a popular product and then use those profits. Our actual filters can make the difference.
So a small company, but making a big, big impact. And what a beautiful mission they have too. Not only just to see, like you said, Wesley, that they have a good product, but they're that global vision. So we're big believers in Sawyer Products, also in their mission. So if you haven't done so already, go check out this awesome company at Sawyer.com. And also just a big thank you to them for sponsoring this podcast as well. We we rely on sponsors and viewerships to be able to keep this content coming. So we're thankful to them also for being able to keep this content coming.
Yeah, and I just wanted to touch on that, Jason, because now we have opened up some availability for some sponsorships, and we love being able to partner with different brands, companies, people, right? That help keep the lights on, help keep things going here, so we can get this content out to individuals. But we got to be honest, we are very, very picky about who our sponsors are. Like,
Absolutely.
we reserve the right to reject any sponsorship offer if we don't believe in it, if we don't like it, if we don't think it's going to be useful to you, our viewers and our listeners, right? Because ultimately we have to be that filter. So when we started redoing our company, disaster class podcast, you guys saw the new logo, the new branding, the new opportunity for sponsorships. Literally the first company I wanted to work with was Sawyer, because I believe in the product so much. I believe in the people behind the product so much. So it's just a privilege to get a chance to talk with Travis yet again. This is not the last we'll hear from him. We are looking forward to our next conversation with them. They've got more things in the works, and as they give us stuff, we're gonna be getting some of those things out to you guys, because we truly believe in this product. We believe in their mission, and we want you guys to hear about it and be exposed to it.
Yeah, absolutely. So as Wesley mentioned, we have some Sawyer products, filters that we're going to be doing some giveaways with. So we're going to be putting this opportunity out for you to be able to put your name in the running for a Sawyer filter, some of the different options we have. So Wesley, let's think about how we're gonna do this. So
Okay.
I think this is what we're gonna ask you disaster classers. We need to come up with a better name. I don't know. Maybe that's
Yeah, I
first thing.
didn't love
Comment.
that. We it is a class, so students could
Oh,
work.
okay. I
I
suppose
mean,
that, yeah. But anyways, if you would like to put your name in the running
mhm.
for a
What do we got here? We
Sawyer
got
giveaway, we got the new Sawyer Mini filter, we got the tap filter, we got a few different options that we're gonna be doing, and we're trying to be doing this over the next like 2 or 3 months, I think, Wesley. Right? We're gonna be doing some
yeah,
good.
yeah.
over the next 2 or 3 months. So this is what we're challenging you to do. So leave us a review.
Yeah.
Do that. Hey, and you know what? It doesn't have to be 5 stars. We want you to be honest. If it's a 4-star, if it's 3 stars, we would prefer 5 stars, but leave us that 5-star review, or just leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, wherever you listen. Make sure that you subscribe to us on YouTube. So if you haven't done so already, subscribe to us on YouTube. We're going to be picking some people. We'll be drawing some names from those who have left us reviews on Apple Podcasts or our subscriber base on YouTube.
Yep.
We're trying to get that bump over 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So share this. So if you tag us, share this podcast with your friends, your family. And as we try to get our listener base up, we're going to be doing some giveaways and drawing some names. So leave us that review, subscribe to us on YouTube, and you can enter to win a Sawyer filter. So that's your homework, right, Wes? That's your homework.
Love it. That's it. That's the homework, folks. Students. Disaster classes.
Disaster class. And if you have a better name of what you want to be called, write in. Let us know. Leave us a comment.
Yes.
And as always, if you have a question, you have a preparedness tip, a disaster story to share, send us an email at disasterclass@instinctradio.com, or leave us a comment on our YouTube channel, or drop us a message on social media, and that'll also put you in the running to get some cool prizes as well. So thank you as always for listening to Disaster Class. Stay educated.
Stay prepared.
Stay equipped.
All right, guys. Get out of here. Class dismissed.
This episode of Disaster Class was hosted by Jason Perez and Wesley Long, with a special appearance by Travis Avery. Episode produced and edited by Jason Perez. Copyright 2024 Instinct Radio Incorporated. All rights reserved.